Hi, are you watching the Golden Bachelor? I didn't intend to, but I am. I think that the last time I watched it was in 2003 when Trista Wren and Ryan Sutter were on The Bachelorette. I love that. That one was great, but I have to say they did fool me. I didn't think she was going to pick Ryan. And I even watched their multi-million dollar wedding that was broadcast. Did you see that one? Anyway, I haven't watched it since. And the glimpses that I've seen of it, of the young people, not very appealing. Hi, I'm Sandy from Sandy Over 70. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. It's free, and also click that little notification button. So, why am I watching it? Good question. Well, one of my viewers wrote and said, would you please do a video on the Golden Bachelor? And I wrote back and said, well, I'd love to, but first I have to actually watch it. And I had missed the first episode because I messed up the recording on my TV. But anyway, I eventually did see the first episode. Now I've been watching each and every one. What was my impression? Well, the first thing I thought when I saw the women was, oh my gosh, they are just throwing themselves at this man, and they are all gorgeous women, aged, I think, 60 to 75, beautiful women. I don't think any of them had gray hair. No, not a gray hair to be seen. And almost every single one had long hair. And I thought, really? Are those extensions? What is that? I mean, come on. Beautiful figures. Impressive group of 22 women that got out of the limousine in the first episode. Well, back to the first episode, all of the women got out of the limousine to meet the Bachelor outside of the mansion. And I think they all tried to do something that would be outstanding and keep them in his mind because they were competing against 21 other women. So the only two that I remember right now is the one that said it was her birthday and she thought she'd wear her birthday suit. She opened up her coat and he about died of embarrassment. And it turned out that she had a flesh-colored bodysuit on, so then he had a good laugh. And the other one that I remember was the one that drove up on a motorcycle, took off her helmet, and tossed her hair back and forth very sexily. And to tell you the truth, those two are among the final three. So it probably worked. But back to my feeling that these women were just desperate and throwing themselves at this man. By the way, the Golden Bachelor, Jerry, is a very nice man. He's from Indiana, just very polite and sweet and nice. Couldn't ask for a better bachelor, very good looking. I watched a little bit more and I was curious as to how these seemingly normal women could be obsessed with this one man and seem to be throwing themselves at him by going on the individual and the group dates, and just it all looked very phony to me, which of course it is. It's a reality show and most of it is staged. What I did was order a book called Bachelor Nation, Inside America's Secret Pleasure by Amy Kaufman. And I read the whole thing. It was fascinating to me because it explained so much of what I was seeing. What I learned helps to explain the behavior of these women. And it turns out that they all live in this mansion. There are, I think, 4 or 6 bedrooms. There's bunk beds in them. They cannot have their phones. They cannot have their computers. There's no TV. and there's no newspapers. So there's nothing for them to do except talk about The Bachelor. They are mic'd at all times, and they are not allowed out of the house. So they're not in the reality of the moment. They're only in the moment of the Bachelor Nation. And because of that, they're completely focused on this man. And you can imagine being cloistered like that, no contact with your family or anything, how your thought processes may change. Each one of them has a producer attached to them who guides them through the process and tells them what to do at what time. They are interviewed at least 5 times a day, and the quotes from those interviews are interspersed in the editing process with what's going on elsewhere, so that the producers can actually create a story and are required to create stories. They need drama, and the producer's goal is to get the women to cry. I don't think they have to work too hard with The Bachelor, because he's about the cryingest bachelor we've seen. He's very emotional, and he cries whenever he has to eliminate a woman. But it's kind of adorable, actually. So the whole show is looking for dramatic moments. And if they aren't there, they will create them by piecing things together. The other thing that they do is try to fool you as to who the Bachelor is going to select. And I really saw this while I was watching the last episode, because it was a hometown visit episode. The Bachelor visited the 3 women in their homes and met their families. And at the end of 2 of the visits, Jerry, the Bachelor, told the women that he loved them. Now, all 3 of them have already told him they love him. But the 3rd one, he did not tell. And I think that kind of leads us to believe that he didn't choose her, but I don't think that's true at all. I think there's a very good chance that he will choose her, and they're trying to throw us off. So you may wonder how, after only 4 weeks, because they filmed this over 4 weeks in August, how can these women fall in love? How can Jerry fall in love? Well, they can't, really. They can in the moment because they're so isolated, but after the show is over and reality sets in, almost none of the Bachelor or Bachelorette couples continue on. Some of them don't even get engaged at the end of the show. Those that do almost always break up, because how could they really know each other? Jerry has to meet 22 different women in 4 weeks. There's no way. But it's been fun. I've really enjoyed this because they're our age. I mean, it really is inspiring to look at the biographies of these really wonderful 60 and 70-year-old women, what they've done with their lives and how absolutely gorgeous they are. And what a nice guy Jerry is, that there are nice men out there. I watched a podcast that was run by several people in their 30s, and they always review the Bachelor programs. And of course, they were reviewing the Golden Bachelor. And it was really interesting to get their point of view. And they found it very sweet. They were enjoying it. They said the participants were very real and honest, and it was a switch from the way the shows are now. It seems that, and I haven't been watching them, so I didn't realize this was going on, but what's going on now is, instead of the original concept of people going on the shows to meet the love of their life, they're now going on to become celebrities. If they win, they become a big celebrity. That builds up their social network accounts, and they make money from that. Their goal is to get so many subscribers to their social media accounts that they will get endorsements and they will place ads on there and get to do public appearances. And hopefully it will be large enough that they can quit their jobs and just become celebrity social media people. I don't know what you call them. And I didn't know that was going on. So needless to say, when these young people saw the older people going into it for the original reasons, and that is to find love, they thought it was very sweet. They also said that the older viewers were kind of cringing as they watched it. And I can understand that. But now that I read that book and I understand what is going on and how they're creating these stories and drama, etc., I understand it better and am watching it just to enjoy it. There was a time when one of the reporters asked Jerry if he was active on social media or if he had an Instagram account, and he said yes, but he doesn't really use it. So that's certainly refreshing. And then another time he was told that he's trending on social media, and he said, well, if I knew what that was, I'd be very pleased. A man after my own heart. It's really kind of pure in that respect, and I am enjoying it, and I'm hooked again. If they do a bachelorette, I would watch if it was a Golden Bachelorette, because it's very entertaining if you take it with a grain of salt and you understand what's going on and that it's being produced for our entertainment and that the participants are really in a situation where they have no outside stimuli, and that's why they're acting the way they're acting, which is not normal. That's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.